up, boys and girls? YouTube and Twitchers.
Everybody, listen to me. I'm gonna tell you how it's supposed to be. I'm gonna be a free man. I'm gonna fight until the end. I'm gonna find
Got me back now.
I'm gonna make it talk quite clear.
Yeah! What's up there, boys and girls? It's Chris and Mike show. I'm Chris. He's Mike. This is Batman. And we are coming to you live on Twitch, YouTube, and chrisandmikeshow.com. There was a little bizarre delay there because everything got robot-y, so I had to switch internets. Hopefully they didn't jack it all up. We're being brought to you by Riverside FM, the one and only place for podcasting platforms, at least in our mind. And, you know, here we go. We're here with Michael Hirn, right?
Yep.
Cool.
Otherwise
I said
known
that
as.
properly.
Yeah, you'd be
Otherwise
surprised the
known
amount
as-
of people that get that wrong.
Otherwise known as Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, I was trying to keep that
Michael.
a secret, but I guess we're just
I
going to give it
know.
away.
Well, it's give it away now. So you're here now. We want to know who you are, what you're all about, and why you just had to come on the Chris and Mike show, which, by the way, is broadcasting to over 100 countries live with 1 million plus followers. And what are we at? 12,000 plus subscribers now, Mike? Is that
Just
true?
cracked
Is that
12,000
right?
on YouTube
Just
today. So
cracked 12,000.
shout
on
out to the
today.
YouTube community for sure.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes. And then all the Instagrammers and the Facebookers and, you know, because
And the
it's
talkers.
all about, and the talkers, the TikToks. You know, we're not big on TikTok, but we could be if I was more diligent on that. But that's, we're not going to talk about me. We're going to talk about you, Batman. And, you know, it's kind of cool to see you without the mask. I know that's a big step for you, like a big step.
Like
because-
People are
on
super
mask.
mad. They're like, he's not Robert Pattinson.
right? And you don't really look like Michael Keaton, but you could, you know, in the shadows, perhaps. But
Turn the
let's
lights
talk
off.
about
Batman looks the same.
let's talk about who you are and why you're here, aside from the Batman aspect of it, so we can get people dialed in of you coming on the show. Welcome, Michael.
Thank
Hirn,
you.
Welcome,
aka
Michael.
Batman.
Well, for people who aren't getting this, I put that down when it says, who are you, what do you do, whatever. And I put that I do sports broadcasting for a living. I do storytelling.
Nice.
Some of it's even good. I don't know. You guys joke a lot about, you know, ask my wife. Don't ask my wife. I don't know if she's a big fan of this this production that we have going on here, but I don't know, man. Like, I just love longer form videos and communications. I'm probably
Yeah.
more of my own podcast than I care to admit because some of them are not good. But I like the show and I thought it would be cool. I mean, I've enjoyed it, and I will say that I had to point this out. Being a guy who spends a lot of time in the greater Cleveland, Ohio area, I'm pretty sure I've seen Chris on billboards.
Really?
Yeah. There is a guy who was a lawyer in Cleveland, Ohio, and his name is
Okay.
Tim Misney. And for people who don't get this, I don't know how well this is going to show, but I saw one of the podcasts where you
Turn
didn't
it a
have the
little
hat
bit,
on,
please.
Yeah, turn
and
it a
I
little bit.
immediately
Turn it a little bit. Turn it twisty.
all I could immediately well see your right is my left and vice
Right
versa.
there.
I can see it. I can see it. Holy
But
shit.
I immediately thought, holy, I didn't know Tim Misney had a podcast.
Well, see what's funny is when we first started this thing, there's this billboards called Blip where you can spend like $300 and have them blasted all over the country. Like I had him going in Pontiac, Illinois, where Mike lives. I think he saw one day
At the grocery store.
At the grocery store, right? So it's a real cool little way. Like I've done little promotions like that just to drive traffic to the show. So when you said that, I was thinking, well, shit, did I do Cleveland? Because at one point in time, I was kind of bouncing all over the country, just doing these little things to see what would pop up and how it would relate to. Because Mike follows all the numbers and stuff. I just have fun with it. I'm not that guy. But so I wasn't surprised when you said you saw me in Cleveland. I just thought you really saw us in Cleveland. And then
No, he's got a lot of billboards off of 480.
He's a doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
Yeah, it was weird.
Right
Like
on.
I was watching one of the episodes that you did not have a hat on. I was like, Misney makes them
That's
pay, but apparently he also makes them listen.
That's awesome.
So
man.
I've never met a lawyer celebrity before. So thank you for that.
Hey, you know, I do what I can, Batman. You know, we're all here to just Batgirl. What is your daughter's name?
Avery.
Avery?
Beautiful.
Hi, Avery.
Hi, Avery. Oh, yeah, right on.
I don't
Gonna
know what
start-
we're doing with the scissors. I hope it's not cutting my hair.
Well, just don't cut your hair, man.
Don't stab your dad.
So when you're going back to what you talked about, who you are, what you're all about. So, sports radio. What kind of expand on that? What do you do with that?
I broadcast games, and I
Okay.
have a sports show on the radio that sometimes, again, is good. It's a little bit of local, some national stuff, but
Okay.
mostly it's broadcasting high school and college sports.
Cool. Right on. Right on. We had Mike knows somebody that broadcasts.
Yeah, we had
Basketball?
Jake Green on.
Yeah, Jake Green. Yeah, cool.
He does a lot of that kind of stuff.
Very
And
cool.
pro
then-
wrestling, which is also a
Oh,
weird.
right
It's also
on.
a really
Talk
weird
to us
dynamic.
about that. Like, legitimate
Yes, we've
pro
had a wrestler
wrestling?
on, man.
Yeah, like I heard it explained earlier. Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin. We have just some really good programs or promotions here in Ohio. We have one called War Wrestling. It's in Lima. That if you can find someone on TV, no matter WWE, AEW, TNA, whatever
Right.
it is, there's a good chance that they started on what are called the Independents, and we have a big one
Yeah.
in Lima. And it's pretty much been a who's who of on TV.
Nice. Oh, the mom
That's
came in the
really
room.
No, mom's
That
not
is
here
cool.
right now, so that's why this is going
There you
on.
go. There you go. Is this the only child you have?
Yes, but it's
Cool.
like having 10. So
Well, that's because she's what? Is she 5? Going to be 5?
she's 5, yes.
Yeah, yeah. My grandson's
Yeah.
6. Well, one 6.5. The other one's 3. 3 or so. He's 3 in June. So yeah, the 6.5-year-old's easy, man. The 3-year-old's like, holy smokes, tornado just hit the house.
That's every day.
Yeah.
That's why school is the calming effect, I think, in a
Right?
couple of days.
Like, I wish I had that much energy.
I know, right? You might want to get the scissors out of her hands. I don't want to see Batman get stabbed on air. I mean, it'd be great for ratings,
That's what I was working on.
because we could make a reel, like, Batman gets stabbed on.
Pretty
That's
sure
what I
that's
need to be
gonna
famous
blow
on
up.
TikTok for.
Yeah, I don't know if that'd be a good thing to be famous for. He was
No,
stabbed
my
on the
wife's trying to
show.
get me into TikTok, but that's not how she's going to have it happen, I don't think.
Yeah, no.
Well, who was it? Marvin Gaye got shot by his own dad.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
out of sheer jealousy of his fame.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
Is that what was
Okay.
going on?
Oh, 100%.
Get it? You missed it, dude. It went over your head, Mike. That was brilliant, Michael. So you also on your thing you filled out for our show, you referenced radio. So I'm not radio. I'm sorry. We just talked about radio. What have you done what have you done on television? Because I think it was almost 30 years you're on radio and television.
Yeah, that just means I'm old. Thanks for
Okay,
saying
you're
it
welcome.
that way.
You're welcome.
No,
Hey,
it's a lot of the same
problem.
stuff.
Yeah.
Pro wrestling and a lot of. Usually, it's for Division II college broadcasting for sports.
Okay, cool. So like the local TV station type thing.
Yeah, we have a university right up the road, like actually
Okay.
on the other side
Okay.
of the
Cool.
highway, called University of Findlay, and they're a D2, pretty relevant power.
Do you need to put your daughter in check for a minute? Because we're fine with that. We're all about equal opportunity. Put the children in check. So while he's away, this is Michael Hirn's website. It's Michael spelled how you spell it with HIRN.com. So there's the home of Michael Hirn, Northwest Ohio sports broadcaster. He's got all these different categories. I'm assuming all these categories he has his hand in some way, shape, and form. That
Wow.
would be pretty
Yeah.
legit, right? You have your hand in all of these?
That's crazy.
It's just different stuff that I've written about
That's
over the
great,
years.
man.
It's
Okay.
it's kind of a thing. Like I write for a couple of newspapers, and
Okay.
it's just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, because I don't want to get
Yeah.
a real job.
Right. No, I went to school to be
There's
a
not
writer.
anything
man.
wrong with that. I just don't wanna do it.
No. I went to school to be a writer, and part of what I did was I wrote sport. I had a sports column. I was a sports editor for the college newspaper. Won some awards and shit. Got an internship because I won awards and realized, holy shit, you don't make any money being
There
a
is
writer
that.
for a newspaper. So then I'm like, my brilliance. Okay, this is where my head was at. Okay, I'm gonna just stop the whole. I'm not gonna go to the journalism part because there's no money. I'm going to switch that to theater because there's so much more money to be made in theater. and acting, because you don't struggle at all there.
No.
And
You just didn't like having meals, huh?
apparently not. So that's what I ended up doing, and then so that obviously then bled to. Then I
Yeah,
realized, well,
radio's a
acting
hell of
and
a
writing
career
yeah.
transition
Yeah.
because that's where
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
money is.
yeah. Right. So that's why I got into real estate, but it all tied together in the band. Like you've watched our show, so you know the music that we put on the show is Mike and I. But that's when I realized, okay, well, acting and writing and music, I love all three of those things, and they can all be worked together as one, come together as one, being the lead singer in a rock band. So that's how that all evolved, and here we sit today.
Yeah, that's always been my thing too. Is wherever creative outlets are. My dad played guitar. He was in
Cool.
a bunch of bands, and it just kind of fostered my love for storytelling. And I fell in love with pro wrestling at a young age. I sort of fell backwards into being able to do pro wrestling and being able to announce, and that was always kind of my baby. And I always wanted to do live sports because growing up we had ESPN when it actually was something.
Okay.
And Chris Berman was always like the guy
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
idolized. But later, as I got
Yep.
older, I realized he's just doing a gimmick, and
Yep.
it sort of wasn't my bag. So it
Yep.
took a while. I found myself, but I'm, pretty happy. I have a soccer game and 2 football games coming up in the next handful of days. So I'm pretty happy as we start sports in the fall here in Ohio.
Nice. Yeah, because Ohio's a big sports community, right?
Huge.
Huge.
Like just stupid huge, like, get off my lawn type thing.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's awesome.
I just can't illustrate what's happening next to me. There's some dancing, there's some markers, there's some singing. I think we're just hyper because we saw the Paw Patrol movie today.
To have that
yeah,
little
Paw
care in the
Patrol.
world would be awesome. Always.
Right? No care. No care in the world.
So what's your favorite sport to broadcast, Michael?
It changes. My answer is always the one where there's most money.
Oh, sure.
But I mean, that's
smart.
basketball because it's, every single night. But I love football. I love the sports that there's a lot of people out here that they hate soccer. But soccer for me is just I cover these kids in other sports all year. So you're not calling every pass. You're not calling every single thing.
Right.
You're just kind of telling stories, and I have a handful of buddies who they're big with volleyball. Well, I don't like volleyball as a storyteller because it's bang, bang, bang. And all of a
Right.
sudden you're 3 or 4 points. But soccer is just one of those ones that it lends itself to telling stories. So I don't mind it. Weirdest thing I did was water polo.
Wow.
I saw that in what you filled out. How was that? And now, okay, let me ask this question. So if you never watched water polo, do you research the rules and stuff of water polo before
yeah.
you go broadcast it, or you just dive right in?
I am a nerd.
Okay.
I spend like a ridiculous amount of time on anything. It doesn't matter to me that it was always told to me that everything you do, grandma's watching and she wants to hear Johnny's name. Well, everything you do, that's those kids' Super Bowl, that it's on the radio or on TV or whatever.
Right.
And it doesn't matter, like, if you're, you got a car accident, which actually did happen to me on the way to a game one time. And I had to call 2 basketball games. A guy rear-ended me, and then I had to argue with the cop, and it was his fault. It was a whole thing.
Wow.
But, you get on the radio, and, like, people don't care about that.
No,
They care about the 2 teams that are playing.
because that's why we
And-
tuned in for sure.
Right. I mean, they didn't tune in to hear whatever dumb nonsense I have, but like I spend an inordinate amount of time on things that only matter to me and the off chance that it might actually happen. So like we start football this week and like here's like an excerpt of like things that I'm doing right now.
Right
I'm
on.
pretty much just making a color wheel.
That's awesome.
Okay.
And like I
That's-
know what
that's
all
cool.
of those things mean. But
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Grandma just wants to hear Johnny's name.
Right.
And that works too.
Yeah.
So
So when
wrestling
you
is a
do,
different one though too, because you have to not only tell the story, but you are part of the story, so you have to tell it from a character perspective. And I struggled for a while with that one.
that's where Batman comes in.
Hopefully, that's where watching a ton of movies and just having a really weird, obscure knowledge of pop culture comes in, of being able to
on.
fill that backstory.
So when you do the live events, obviously you're going to the location and doing them. when you do stuff on TV, how are you doing that?
It depends. So, for instance, you'll go to the place, and
Okay.
they'll have you set up like courtside or up in the booth or whatever.
Okay.
You'll do like maybe one on camera thing, so you
Okay.
have to actually like button and like do a whole thing, and
Yeah.
then it doesn't really matter what
Yeah.
you do after that.
Gotcha.
But it's different depending on which thing and what you're doing. But it is definitely cool. Like for wrestling, doing it, you're sitting in the middle of the crowd while you're doing it.
Okay. Okay.
So that is also something because those people are cheering or booing whoever their favorites are. And
Oh, yeah.
you have
Oh,
to deal
right,
with,
right, yeah, yeah,
well, why'd
yeah,
you
yeah,
say
yeah.
that about that guy? Well, because he's the bad guy.
Oh, so they'll
Right.
literally talk to you while you're trying to announce right there?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Really?
Anytime
Crazy.
anybody sees and it's like that way with sitting like in a press box for live sports too. People will come up and say, "You didn't say his name right."
True.
That's 3 doors down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the PA guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it really is funny because sometimes like pro wrestling fans, if they can hear you, they think that means they should have a conversation with you
Yeah, I'm trying to work
while
here,
you're trying to
right?
have a conversation.
That's so rude.
It's just not going to work, you know?
But we are talking pro wrestling fans, so
Well, and just in general, because people get really snippy,
they do.
with all the things.
One of
if
them's
you
right
don't do
here.
it right. I see that. It's very snippy. Very, very snippy.
Gotta be able to laugh at yourself.
You do, man.
If you can't, I don't know what you're doing.
Right. Life's too short
Life's
to be
no
grumpy.
fun, exactly. If you're sitting there being serious all the time.
So what's the coolest thing you've done from a broadcasting standpoint? Because obviously you've done this for, I said 30 years, but I just looked at it. You've been doing it for 28 years.
Well,
So
it's
is
a
there
hard,
any-
it's a weird marker though because
Okay.
I started doing radio when I was 16, but I didn't
Okay.
start doing like sports and stuff like that till I think I was like 25. So it's a
Okay.
weird marker of like how do I? It's still 20 years,
Yeah.
either way you go. But I don't know. Like I've been very fortunate to be able to do a lot of cool games and meet a lot of cool people from places that I grew up idolizing. Like people here, obviously Ohio State's a big thing. We've
Right.
done a bunch of state championship games from Ohio Stadium.
Right.
Tom Benson, where the NFL plays in Canton.
Cool.
Pretty much like any of the big venues. But to me, like, it'll sound really weird, but tomorrow will be the coolest thing I do. The day after that,
Right.
it'll be the next thing, because you see, like, I have this thing right now where a handful of girls that I had covered in high school, they were 14 to 18, they're now all 25. They're getting married. They're having kids. And it's cool
Yeah.
to see. Like, I actually just got an invitation from this is my life, from a girl who I had called her all through high school for her wedding.
Oh, wow.
So like that's cool to me is to just be able to make moments like that every day.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, I was talking about wrestling earlier. There's a bunch of guys who are on TV that I've been fortunate to have called their matches earlier in their career. Like that's cool
Cool.
for me.
That is cool.
But wrestling is this really weird thing where X character comes up and introduces himself to you as their real name.
Yeah. Oh,
And then you have to try to like discern like which thing is, just because you know their real name.
right. This is going to make for great reels, man. You see these tiny feet. you know.
Absolutely.
You need to get your daughter an
one of you.
iPad. You need to get her an iPad, man.
Well,
She's got
one
one.
thing
She's not
that
allowed to watch it right now. That's why this
okay.
is happening.
Okay.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Been there.
Been there, done. Wow,
One thing you said earlier is that you
Yeah.
didn't want to work, and then all you've talked about is how much research and your storyboarding. And so
Well, because I don't look at it
don't
as
sell
work,
yourself
though.
short, though, man. If you didn't do that work, you wouldn't do what you love, and that's very
Right.
important for people to hear. You're working
Well-
your ass off to do what you want to do. I think.
And that's the weird thing of it is I'm very blessed to be able to chase a handful of dreams that I've always wanted to do my entire life. So I don't kind of look at it as work. Now, yeah, I
And
definitely
I
want
understand
paychecks.
that, but it's people think they can manifest things in their life, right? But you have to do the work. We say that all the time. So that's just one thing you said earlier. I don't want to have to work for a living. I completely know what you mean.
I don't want
by
to dig
that,
ditches.
but-
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And no disrespect to anybody who does that, but I'd
No,
be a very
it's-
terrible Walmart greeter.
Yeah, because somebody's got to dig the ditches. I think I'd be a great Walmart greeter, but the problem with that is I don't pay enough.
You would be
You know,
the
like-
best
like-
Walmart greeter in the history of Walmart. I know
Like,
that
right?
they would go
Yeah,
there
'cause-
just to see Chris.
Yeah, because I'm that guy, man. If I'm in that role of greeting, like I was in the Rotary Club for about a year, and one of my first gigs was a greeter, right? So I changed the dynamic of that club just because. Legit, I would open the door. I had a smile on my face. I'd be like, "Hey, Michael, welcome to Rotary Club today. We have the assistant vice mayor of Mesa here to talk to us. We have tacos and tacos for lunch and brownies for dessert. Welcome." And the people would they would just be happy because you walk into a room and you drop that in their lap. There's nothing but happiness to be had. So. But that's part of the extrovert. I have no problem walking up to a complete stranger and saying, "Hey, I'm Chris Dunham. How are you?"
Well,
You
kinda
have
have
the
to with
5-year-old
your
in you,
living.
yeah.
Yeah. What's that, Mike?
You have the
You kinda
5-year-old
have
in you,
to-
just kind of walk
Oh,
up to
sorry.
people.
Oh,
like
double
that.
mic, double mics.
Oh,
that's
okay, you're
right.
Michael and he's Mike. You both spoke over one another. So now, what was that, Mike?
You kind of have to be with what you do for a living, or you
This
wouldn't
is
be very
true.
successful.
This
You would
is
think
true. And-
that. I am actually introverted, like almost on the weird opposite end of that, where he is perfect for it. I am not.
Absolutely.
Like I had to give a speech a couple years ago
Oh,
to a group of people that I know, and I freaked out about it.
really?
Yeah, because if people
Okay,
can't see
so-
you, you can say anything you want.
Okay, so explain. So I've never understood that. And I don't
That
know
is
if it's just
fascinating to me,
I
too.
just
I'm with you.
Right. I just don't know if it's my personality or what. Like I don't to me like video, okay? So I do real estate, so I make all kinds of videos. I'm making videos before videos were cool. And I never had a problem making a video and never stammered and stumbled. I would 1, 2 take and get them done. But I always looked at it as I'm just having a conversation with somebody and the somebody is a camera.
But
Right?
think about how many times you had done that before you had to do that for a living. You were in theater,
yeah.
acting.
Yeah, that's true.
You've been in bands. You've stood in
Yeah.
front of thousands of people countless times.
Yeah,
You were
I guess that's
prepared for everything that the internet was, right?
Okay.
I
That's a
wasn't
valid
either,
point.
Michael. But what I find fascinating about you is you can go out there and remember all these facts and make people happy with your play-by-play. And then when you go to talk on another subject, it's definitely a block in that person's brain. I have the same thing, right? I could talk to musicians for 1,000 hours and never run out of things to talk about, or
Right.
somebody that I love or care about. But the average person, to get up there and give a speech on what I do at my job, no.
Right.
Yeah, it is very weird. Like
I don't wanna-
I always start by I'm like, I'm fine unless I know that you're looking at me.
What?
Like if you're sitting there looking at me, watching me do it, I feel this weird. Like if I'm in a press box and it's very small, I have
Sorry,
this
my wife's just
weird
walking
need
the
to
door.
entertain people,
Yeah.
like a clown. What am I, a clown here for your amusement?
Yeah.
I end up falling into that, and then at the end, I'm like, what the hell was I just talking about?
But that's the
doesn't really-
entertainment. That's the entertainment aspect of it, right? You just get lost in the moment and you're entertaining people. That's the
I
whole
hope.
point of it.
I hope I'm
See, that's
entertaining
why.
them.
That's why I hate. That's why
Otherwise,
I
I'm
hate.
like, this guy's an idiot.
See, that's why I hate Troy Aikman and Joe Buck because they suck. They don't entertain. They just run their mouths and think they're cool and
See,
they're not.
I can't agree with that.
See, I hate
Like,
them, man. I
as
hate
someone who's on the other end of that,
I'm neutral.
you don't realize the amount of voices that are in their head while that's going on. Like
don't care, I
that's
still
why.
like 'em.
Well, that's fine, and you have that right. I'm just saying, for me,
them. Yeah.
like I understand the things they're doing. Like I love baseball. I'm a huge Cleveland Guardians fan, but
Okay. Indians.
I have a problem.
Indians. The Indians.
Yeah,
it's
them
not
too.
the Guardians. The Indians. That's the stupidest thing ever.
I just eventually
Stupidest
gave
thing
up,
ever.
you
I know, but it's just so
We still
stupid.
say, like, if we're going to the game, we're like, hey, we want to go to the Indians game?
Well, and you still have the Atlanta Braves. Okay. The Atlanta Braves.
Right.
I'm a
That's
Florida
more.
State fan.
Chiefs.
You still have the
Okay,
Seminoles.
Seminoles, right? So
Kansas
the
City
Braves, Kansas City
Blackhawks.
Chiefs, Blackhawks,
Chicago Blackhawks.
right? To
Where
me,
does
it's
the
just
hypocrisy
stupid.
stop? or
Right,
start?
exactly.
Yes.
Go back to the Redskins. Go back to the Indians. Leave it alone.
But
man.
we had a bridge, so we're fine, I guess, or something. I don't know. I see
The
that
one
damn
thing
bridge
I
every
will
time I go
agree
to the
with
game.
Chris on, Michael, sorry to interrupt you, is I would rather listen to anybody but those two, really. It's not that I hate him. He has a hatred for them, but I'll tolerate them. But I'm halfway through that game, I'm always thinking if it was anybody but these two, I would be way more, my anxiety would
Right.
be down.
That's
For
why I
some
watch
reason, they
Eli and
cause me
Peyton.
anxiety. I think they talk too
I-
much.
I am the other way around, you know. Again, I think it's because I'm cynical because it's what I do for a living that I kind of understand things. Like everybody loves Gus Johnson. I can't stand Gus
do
Johnson.
not like Gus Johnson because
don't
he's
like
so
Gus Johnson.
biased towards
I
whoever
can't.
he's
I don't like
for.
guys who scream
Well, that too.
because I don't
don't-
understand what the
yeah.
hell you're talking about.
Yeah.
There's and you know, like from radio and even in music, like there's a way that you tell a story. Okay,
Yeah.
if you're at a 4 and you go to 11 right out of the gate because it goes to 11,
Right.
there's not really, you can't do anything else now. So like if then you want to hit a higher note, you have to go to 14. And then at that point, it's just unintelligible nonsense.
Right.
But what
Yeah,
do I
and-
know?
Yeah. Well, part of it too is understanding how to use the microphone. So you
I
can
always
be
tell
loud.
everybody it microfies your voice, and then they just look
Right.
at me stupid.
Right. No, but you can be loud without being loud. It's just a matter of where you're putting yourself in relation to the microphone. I could scream top of my lungs on stage and pull away from the mic, and the levels didn't change because I knew how to use the microphone. It's no different when you're broadcasting and when you're on radio or on TV. You just have to learn how to, handle your pitch. And,
People don't understand that the red line is bad.
Right.
You know
Like you
how
can
they
only go up
understand
to
that?
it.
When
Yeah.
the sound man tells them, if you keep doing what you're doing, I'm going to punch you in the face,
Right.
Especially when you're trying to play loud, heavy metal, rock,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
The singer
Yeah.
has to do his part, and Chris was amazing at it. He
Yeah,
wanted
that's,
to
And
use
part
that
of-
full
part of
range
that-
of his voice.
Right, right. And part of that was because I took a voice and diction class in acting to learn how to use your voice.
yes. There's a thing that I follow. It's called Voice as an Instrument,
Yeah, oh, nice.
and people just don't understand. And between that and people just throwing microphones, I will fight you.
Right on.
Because all the microphones I have are-
fights, man.
Just to be that guy, like I
Yeah.
consider myself a slight bit of an audiophile,
yeah,
and
okay.
all of my microphones I have spent money on. So,
Yep.
like my daughter was just doing, she'll just grab it off my head,
Yep.
and I just look at her like, that's not what we're doing.
Yeah, that's
Not
how
a
we're gonna
toy.
Stop.
Like, why?
Stop. So this is your Facebook page. We're gonna start scrolling through photos while we talk to you.
That's actually from a golf event. That's high school football,
that's a
but the
cool
golf
shot.
event
Right,
is
that was a golf event.
every
Right on.
year a nice
Okay.
course that I wouldn't be allowed to play on ever.
Okay. that's
But that
football.
happens every year, and that's really neat. It's a really long day. It's
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
the golf thing is like 2 days, and it's 8 hours a piece, and you're just, golf. You're talking to yourself the whole time.
Now,
That's
do
a
you,
good shot.
Are you an independent broadcaster? I don't know how to ask the question. Like, do
Yes,
you-
independent contractor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
okay,
will
so
whore
you get-
myself out to anyone with a microphone and money.
Well, but that's why I asked because obviously you're getting paid basically. Are you going to charge different for what you're broadcasting? Obviously, the longer the
Yes.
show. So golf, you're going to make more money than say
Because
a
it's longer,
4-hour
yeah.
wrestling. Right. Okay. All right. Cool. That's what I was kind of getting at.
He's like, but I could do 2 football games and be happier.
Yeah, and that's a whole thing is like figuring out what your worth is. I mean, it's like music.
Yeah. Okay. Now that your sports season's coming back, so in a typical, once football season starts, right? Because it's right around the corner, and that goes
2 days.
right? So, this is going to be your busy time of year because you got football, then you have basketball, right? And then baseball is mixed in there as well. How much are you broadcasting on a weekly basis? Are you doing 7 nights a week, or does there breaks, or how's that work for you?
It's usually 5.
Okay.
It just it depends on the season and kind of what is going on, but that's why I like basketball because, for instance, you could do like a game every night of the week and then do 2 on Saturday, so it's
Dude,
kind of a perfect.
I like this around the Hearn.
That is
Yeah, one of my buddies, I can't even take credit for that.
Okay.
I was trying to come up with something, and I hated it at first because I
No,
don't
it's
like
brilliant.
very
I don't
clever.
like the spotlight on me. The whole thing is whatever my platform or, whatever my brand is, I wanted to put it on other people. So when he came up with that, I fought him about it for like 3 weeks, but I couldn't come up with anything better.
No, I like it.
So
and Colin Hurd is around the horn. Is it? No, there's an ESPN one around the horn?
Yes,
Right.
and that's why if you Google around the Hearn, it will come up. Did you mean? Did I?
No, I did not.
No.
I did not.
That's
mean
my
that.
name.
I meant this. That's cool, dude. That's cool. I like it.
So it's kind of funny sometimes.
Yeah. So what's the what is that? We're on Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune? Is
No,
you?
that was a guy.
you. Okay.
He's actually a newspaper reporter up here.
Okay.
And he was on Jeopardy.
Okay. No, Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of
Yeah,
Fortune.
that's Wheel of Fortune for sure.
That's Wheel of Fortune.
For sure.
Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah, you're good. Well, I said Jeopardy. It was my mistake. But yeah. Okay. Who are you talking to here? Is that Aaron?
No, that's my. His name is Nate.
Nate. Okay. Hi, Nate.
Hi, Nate. Shout out.
Post game interviews, talking to a coach, right? So
Yeah,
do you
that
ask do you ask those stupid questions like they win the game? So how do you feel about winning the game?
I try not
Are you
to.
that- okay, thank you. Because that
How,
shit just drives
how
me
would you approach that part of it?
right?
It sort of depends on what it is because there are times where that may be the hardest thing because there are questions that people who are just tuning in want to know,
Right.
but you're trying to ask something different that they haven't been asked 5,000 times.
right.
Like, I personally hate tell me how it feels.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank
That
you,
is the
thank you,
dumbest
thank
thing in the
you.
world because it's the most
I
it
feel like
lacks
shit.
so much creativity. It's insane. How do you think it feels, Aaron? What's her name? Aaron Myers. Who's that? Aaron, the one NFL chick.
Aaron Andrews.
Yeah.
Yes, all the time. I'm like, how do you? I'd be like, how do you think it feels, Aaron?
Horrible.
What would if you're in my position? What would you think it felt like? Would it feel like when somebody was standing at the people watching you get undressed in your hotel room, exciting, or not? Like I would totally just throw shit back in their faces because that drives me nuts. How does it feel? Now that you're the MVP of the Super Bowl, what are you going to do next? Really? Really? I like when Peyton's like, I'm going to go drink a lot of beer. I just won a Super Bowl. I'm going to go drink a lot of beer and have a cigar with my brother.
Or
like,
Brock
right on.
Lesnar when he
Great
was
answer.
interviewed when he won the UFC heavyweight title. His
Oh, what'd he
response
say?
was, I'm going to go home and have a 12-pack and mount my old lady.
There you go. I
There
love
you go.
see right because
That's
it's
reality.
It is reality. There's such stupid questions, man.
Yeah, it is really hard because then there are times where, like, teams that I cover exclusively
Yeah.
will go and they'll be at state or whatever, and somebody who's not seen them is trying to get a click or get a headline,
Yeah.
and they'll ask
Yeah.
a coach something, and you'll just go, like, dude, why?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get it. Could you have read anything on the internet and figured that out?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little nuts. I don't like those questions.
I
at
do
all.
not either. Because they're so obvious. Nobody's ever said, I just won the Super Bowl and I feel horrible.
Right. I feel like shit. You know, I let 7 balls get away from me. I didn't
This
have
is
100%
not what I
completion.
expected to feel like to be
Right.
a champion,
I thought this would be
right?
cooler.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Now that would
It's-
be
well,
great too.
So I've been watching that Netflix documentary that Peyton does called Quarterback, right?
Yep.
Okay. Joe Flacco's on it this season. Okay.
I haven't seen this season.
And
Yet.
so when he won the Super Bowl MVP with the Ravens,
Yep.
remember that? They
Yeah,
gave him
oh
a
yeah.
Corvette. They gave him a Corvette. The Corvette's parked in a barn. He has no idea where the key is. They can't open it because it's one of those, you got to have the key to, there's no handles or anything. But legit, his wife drove it home. He took pictures of his kids in it and parked it in the barn.
He just abandoned the car.
Just
Pretty much.
It's like probably got 3,000, 4,000
That was my
miles on
favorite
it.
comment. I have no idea where the keys are.
Right? Okay, so you saw it, right? But that to me was great. It's like, how humble do you have to be that you won the Super Bowl and the MVP and you got this, at the time, the top of the line Corvette, and now it's rusting away in a garage with dust all over it and stuff around it. Like it's not even pristine.
That's hilarious.
The best part
It
is
is.
if you go back and watch the interview, when they tell him and they hand him the keys, he's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's I liked how humble he was. It's cool. It's cool, you know.
He's
That's-
actually
that's-
given a lot of cool interviews because with him being in Cleveland, I have a lot of friends in Cleveland media, and they're like, he's that dude. You ask
Okay,
him a
so-
question, and he
Rips
is
it off
who
like a
you
Band-Aid?
think he is.
Nice. So do you have? So you brought the Cleveland thing up. So Baker Mayfield was in Cleveland. Was he kind of? Do you have any insight to him? Because he looks like he'd be a really cool person, but he also looks like if you step on his toes, he's going to be pissed off.
I'd say it's pretty accurate. I
Okay.
mean, he's going through the same thing in Tampa right now because
Which is
they
stupid.
told him some things and he didn't like it. And I have always felt like that was part of his exit in Cleveland was, they pretty much, whatever. That whole, I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I don't really have any room to talk, but that whole thing is a mess. Like, it's just bad.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to me as a fan. I'm a Giants fan, but I like Baker Mayfield. I like his character, but I don't. If you have somebody that's had that kind of success, pay them.
Agreed.
You paid Deshaun Watson, somebody who diddled 98 different massage therapists, and you gave him guaranteed money. After all that went out, and he's not going to be your starting quarterback again for Cleveland, right? Because you have Deshaun Watson, you have
'Cause you drafted
Shadir
two of them.
Right, Shadir Sanders. You got the two of them, and who else is still there? Is there 4 quarterbacks in Cleveland now?
Yeah, they get the kid from Oregon
Okay,
who's like 5 feet tall.
right. Kyler Murray's cousin.
Yeah. I just know he's 5'8". Dylan something. I can't remember his
Okay.
name because I'm not a
Okay.
Cleveland fan. I just know they're
No.
terrible. I just stay away from it.
Right.
But it also makes it different because one of the radio stations I work at is a Reds affiliate. So I constantly get to hear those people sad because they actually believe that, I don't know, they're going to be good.
The
And then
Cincinnati
it doesn't
Reds.
happen. And then they're like, I can't believe it.
Right.
Well, that was the
What's the
cover for 100
definition of
years, too,
insanity?
so-
Do the same thing over again and expect different
Right.
results?
Right.
Okay.
Groundhog Day. Bill Murray.
Which is a great movie.
Yeah, it's such a great movie, and it was filmed in Illinois. It was not filmed in Punxsutawney. My wife's from Punxsutawney, and if you look at the credits, it was filmed in some town in Illinois. I actually had a friend who knew that town, and they went in and refaced all the streets, recited
It's
the
in
homes.
Woodstock,
Everything.
That's right.
about an
Yeah,
hour outside
crazy.
of Chicago.
Yeah,
They
crazy.
did that here in my town that I'm living in now.
Yeah.
But the movie never took off. Patrick Swayze was in it.
Oh, what was the movie?
Grandview, USA. Jamie Lee
Oh.
Curtis was in it too.
Oh, wow.
Well, the only towns that are familiar to anyone watching movies is about half an hour where I live down I-75 is Lima, Ohio. It's
Oh,
in
yeah, I
the
heard of
Thomas
that.
Crown Affair, the second one, because
Oh,
apparently they're
okay.
making a new one. And they refer to it repeatedly as Lima, Ohio, which is a
Yeah.
whole other thing. It's Pierce Brosnan says it, and Rene Russo looks at him, and it's just like, yeah. No one knows. Oh, and because Lima, Ohio is in Glee, so that's the two big things, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's what we're
Gotcha.
proud of.
Gotta be proud of something, man. You know?
Something. I live in Findlay, and we have Ben Roethlisberger as our person. So
Big Ben.
Oh, right on. So so you know the true story about that. He was supposed to be a Giant. Eli was supposed to be a Charger. And then they dropped Ben for some reason and drafted Rivers and did the whole Eli swaparoo. Which, so the underlying question there, would Ben had been just successful in New York
no,
as Eli was?
No.
Yeah,
No.
I didn't think so.
No
either.
way.
that's the thing of like being a huge sports nerd. Everybody always talks about Michael Jordan was drafted third in the draft, in the '84 draft.
Right.
Would he have been better if they had picked him at 2 to go to Portland? No,
No.
because him and Clyde Drexler, and you don't. I've always. That's the one thing as like a sports fan, and I guess someone who works in sports is
Yeah.
revisionist history is a fascinating thing.
Right.
Because you can't take a person out of a situation that maybe made them one way or the other,
Right.
drop them somewhere
Agreed.
completely different, and then go, they'll be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
I don't think
Well,
that's
no,
true.
Exactly. No, I
Life
don't
is
either.
as much situational as it is anything else. So without
Right.
that surrounding cast and Phil Jackson and the right support, he wouldn't have been Michael Jordan. It took all of that to make that happen.
Right.
for sure. That's a very
Granted,
important point.
right? And granted, 80% of that was Michael Jordan himself because he's Michael Jordan.
That's 100%
Yeah,
true.
but I agree with you. He wouldn't have been as successful in Portland because Portland didn't. I don't think had the structure that. And there wasn't, and Phil Jackson wasn't the original coach for Jordan, right? When he first got
No,
drafted?
it was Doug Collins.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm a pretty big Jordan guy, so I
Yeah,
kind
well,
of
I am
got
too.
that. That's why he's better than LeBron.
yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. LeBron's a freaking joke, man. The people that
As
want
someone
LeBron
who's
for
heard
the
about
GOAT,
that guy since he was in 6th grade, because
Right.
Akron is less than 2 hours from my
Sure.
house,
Yeah.
I have LeBron fatigue.
Yeah, dude. I don't get why people think he's the GOAT. I really don't. I just don't. He cries, he whines, he flops. He's the queen of flop. I call him the queen of flop. Like, he's bad for basketball. Just bad for basketball.
I just
He
know
is-
that all my friends who are Cavs fans went from, yay, he's coming back to Cleveland, and thinking that
Right.
was an actual thing, to, he went to Philly?
Yeah.
Like, did you guys not see this coming?
Well, and what I'm hoping for when he flops in Philly, I'm hoping the Philly fans just get tired of it and start throwing, the equivalent of snowballs at him.
Yeah,
like
if
they
they'll
did Santa
throw
Claus at
snowballs at
Eagles
Santa
game.
in batteries at
That's
Michael
what I'm
Irvin,
s-
hell, they'll throw anything at anybody.
That's what I'm saying, because he's like, dude, just go away. All you're doing is chasing a legacy that's not going to be there.
Well, and one thing that Jordan's always been classy at is two things. He said, if I would have cared about statistics, I would have tried harder. But I
Right.
wanted to win championships. And the other thing is, I've never heard him say he's the greatest. Everybody else tells him he's the greatest, and that's what makes you the greatest.
And it's not
right?
just, guys like me. It's guys who have played with him,
Right.
who were all
They
like,
all
hey,
say it.
he's the GOAT, bro. Like, I don't care
Yeah.
what you say.
Yeah.
Brendan Haywood is a guy, he played North Carolina and he played in the NBA. He's got a series on either Instagram or TikTok, I can't remember, where he tells a bunch of Michael Jordan stories, and they're just insane. It just, some of the stuff that comes out 30 years later about Michael Jordan is just crazy of, here's how you know he's the best.
Right.
Oh, well, all right. I can't remember. One of them was like, I think it was the Olympics. I think it was the 92 Dream Team.
Okay.
They went out and they were partying in Barcelona, and he was out till 4 or 5 a.m. Then he had like an 8 a.m. tea time. And then he went and played poker for 3 hours, and then came out and scored like 20 some points in the Olympic game that night, and was like, all right, cool. Back to the golf course.
Right.
Somebody lost some money that day.
Oh, yeah. And it could have been him,
Probably.
Oh, he was a
Yeah.
notorious gambler back then, for sure. That all came out later.
The thing is it came out from people who he owed money to.
Right.
So I think eventually they were like, hey, bro, we were going to keep this on the down low, but
yeah. You're my
you
Michael
owe
Jordan.
us
black mark.
quite a bit of money.
Yeah, so let's go. You pay up, dude. You're Michael Jordan. We know you have it.
That's why I played baseball for 2 years, supposedly.
No, but see, Mike and I have talked about that because his father got killed, so we kind of have that conspiracy theory that the gambling tied to
always
his
thought
father's death, right? So he had to step away from the game because all kinds of shit was going to hit the fan. So he made that excuse because really, that doesn't happen. They won 8 championships in a row. They were unstoppable, and then you'd never
Unstoppable.
right.
Yeah.
So
Puns, that's my entire life.
I know, but there's no
You got
there's
me
no
with one earlier, so good job.
right. You did, yeah. But yeah, I've always believed that there was something fishy going on with the gambling and his father's death, unfortunately, and then he had to step away because NBA was going to lose its shit on him, and you can't lose your shit on the GOAT because he's the GOAT.
No. No, but it's so funny because to show how big that whole thing was, I remember
Yep.
I was in either 4th or 5th grade, and when he retired, they brought in a TV. They wheeled it in because I'm old,
Really?
and it was on a cart.
Yeah,
That's a whole
yeah.
thing. For us to watch his press conference.
Oh, nice.
Because that's one of the vivid memories I have of being that age. People
You know
are
what
like,
they
"What?
did for
Why you
us?
just watch it on your phone?" I'm like, "Cause I'm old."
This will put mine into perspective. They wheeled it in to show us the Super Bowl shuffle, fellas.
Oh God.
I think I was 3 when that happened.
So what? I
was
don't
in
know how many
8th
people.
grade.
I don't know how people know that, but they filmed that video before the season started. That's how ballsy the Bears were that year.
Is that a true story?
That's
Yes.
a true story. That was
They didn't have a
did
bad
that.
year the year before, though. They just missed.
Right.
And it
but
was
still,
one of those. I've heard Jim McMahon tell that story multiple times.
Yeah.
And we knew.
Yeah.
The only problem with that Super Bowl, though, is
Walter Payton.
Walter
Yes.
Payton does not have a
Such
touchdown.
A travesty.
Like,
They let the
Yep.
refrigerator William
Perry, yep.
get a touchdown and not Walter Payton.
that's okay because karma is coming back to bite him now with this whole, we're going to play in Indiana.
Yeah,
Right? What is that about, man?
it's ugly.
That,
Okay.
yeah, I just don't get that. I don't get why Chicago would allow that to happen. Number one, the amount of money that that stadium brings in, not just with football but everything else, and people don't realize it. Mike does because I've told him this. You may understand this, Michael. But every time a player comes, when the Giants go to Chicago to play, their game checks are cut in Chicago, so they're taxed on Chicago's tax scale.
Yep.
So they're making all the taxes off the players' paychecks when they come play football there, when they come play hockey there, when they come play basketball there. Well, you're taking out football because you're taking the Bears away. So you're losing those 8 games a year of taxable revenue because you can't renovate. Or what do they want? Did they want a new stadium or renovate or a
They
renovation?
want a new one.
Can't
They just renovated it like within
Yeah.
the last decade.
They can't
Yeah.
renovate Soldier Field because there's not enough room in that space in Chicago.
Well, they tried. The last
blow it up
time
and
they
build a new
cut
one.
everything inside the outside walls and then it's kind of like repurposed some stuff.
Okay,
But,
okay.
And then they're like, it doesn't work. I'm like, I think you spent $200 million the last time.
They did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I
So,
agree, do it
well-
again. They just claim that they can't fit what they want in that space right there.
Because
So
they want more luxury
What a-
boxes.
that's it.
Okay, well, blow the thing up. Go to Indiana and play football for a couple of years while you rebuild it.
Oh, so
Should-
you're the any team from Oakland now.
No, I'm just saying if like the Giants and the Jets share a stadium, right? So go share with the Colts while you rebuild the Bears stadium. Keep
Well,
them in
their other
Chicago.
option is to go to Arlington Heights, but Indiana's offering them that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're offering them the sweetheart deal of, we'll pretty much fund all the money for the stadium.
But they already have
no
the Colts,
taxes.
man.
I know, but for whatever reason, the state of Illinois and the city of Arlington Heights will not match that deal. That I'm with you, Chris. Why would they not do that when you're bringing in billions of dollars every year in concerts, football games? I don't know what else they have there, but
Soccer.
concerts and football games and
Soccer.
soccer. And
Well, and they're part of the original NFL legacy.
that's agreed.
Like the Bears, the Packers, the Giants.
And I live here, so everybody in
yeah, I
Illinois
mean,
says
you-
the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
how can you let it'd be like letting the Cubs leave, sacrilegious.
Right. I got an idea. Bring them to Arizona and send Arizona to Indianapolis. See, because then maybe Arizona will actually have a football team finally.
Yeah, but
that
it'd be
you could get
different because
behind.
Indianapolis would be sneaking into a place instead of sneaking out of a place.
Right.
That's why I'm glad. And next month I'm going to Hoffman Estates for a wrestling show, and which is not Chicago, but everyone just thinks it's that way. So I'll be far enough away from downtown
Oh, yeah.
that I won't have to hear about this nonsense or the Cubs.
Hey, now.
Well, I'm not happy
What are
with
they-
the
what's
White
the rub-
Sox either, so it's the whole damn town
Okay,
at this point.
What's the problem with the Cubs right now?
2016, November 2016
Okay.
is one of the absolute worst days of my entire life.
Hold on, I have a shirt somewhere here.
Mike's a Cubs fan. That's why I'm asking. So what happened that day?
They won the World Series.
Yeah, you know what's
Why
cool
was-
about that?
Okay,
MLB made up a rain delay.
It was a little ugly.
I was there.
what? They did what?
Major League Baseball made up a nonsense rain delay after Rajai Davis, who is up on my wall somewhere behind me,
Okay.
hit the home run to tie it. They made up a, 16-minute rain delay or something?
Yep.
I was there with my wife at Game 7, and I went downstairs to get something to drink, and she texted me and was like, yeah, you might want to get back up here. What? What is happening? And I got a bunch of buddies who are Cubs fans who pretty much tell me what I can go do with myself when I bring this up 10 years later, but I'm still, that's everyone's sports nightmare, that's mine.
So but forgive me because again, not a Cubs fan. Was the rain delay did
Good
it
man.
help the Cubs or did it not help the Cubs?
Yeah, because
Oh,
I
it helped
fully
the
believe
Cubs
if the
for
rain
sure.
delay doesn't happen, Cleveland wins.
Oh, okay.
They had all the momentum going.
They were on a
Oh,
heater.
in the
okay.
inning
Okay.
when that
so
rain
the
delay
Cleveland guy hit the home run. The rain delayed for 60 minutes, so everything fizzles out. Then
Pretty
the Cubs
much.
go on. Then
He's
the Cubs
not
go on and win
wrong.
the game.
All the momentum
Okay.
was with
Okay.
Cleveland up until
Like
that
you,
point.
you
and
could
then
feel the
everything
air in that
turned.
building go.
Yep.
Okay.
Except the problem is that building was half full of Cubs fans because they were overcharging a ridiculous fee in Chicago to see that series. It was cheaper for Cubs fans on the whole to drive the turnpike to Cleveland, get a ticket and a hotel room, and stay in Cleveland to go to a game as
Wow.
opposed to seeing one game at Wrigley.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
And if I wasn't a Cleveland fan, it would be an awesome moment seeing the Cubs because I grew up, in Ohio. We had WGN when I was a kid. We had Fox
Yeah,
55 out of
yeah,
Fort Wayne,
yeah.
Indiana. We
I
got a lot of
remember
Cubs
WGN.
and White Sox games. But
Yep.
if I, as a baseball, like I love baseball, like the history of it, the pageantry, like all
Sure.
that stuff. People say it's
Yeah.
boring. I say go read a book. Like
Right.
just go scroll your phone. I don't even care. But it would be cool because I was there when the Cubs ended their drought.
Yeah.
But I was rooting for Cleveland, so not as
Gotcha.
much.
Okay. So Mike is happy about that day,
Yes.
and Michael's not happy about that day.
Yeah, but one
So
thing
see,
that
that's cool. You
one
have to,
thing
you have
that
to pull it
Chris and
into the
I
spectrum.
talk about a lot is I don't take it that seriously, so I'm never going to give you a hard time about it.
I haven't seen the Cowboys win in 3 decades either. So
No, and I mean, at least my Giants have a shot. At least they have some momentum this year. We'll see what happens. If Scatterby can just,
no, the Cowboys will be
you know.
trash because as long as Jerry Jones is alive and
Agreed.
owns the team,
100%.
and his idiot son is
No.
part owner,
I
they will
agree
be
100%.
trash. And paying Dak Prescott $40 million a year
Right.
is
right?
It hasn't worked
Thank
out
you.
so far.
I don't.
I
get
don't.
it.
Yeah. I think if Jerry Jones sells to somebody else doesn't have a Jones last name, and if Bidwell sells to somebody else that doesn't have a Bidwell last name, those two franchises turn around. There's been too much, and I hate the Cowboys because I'm a Giants fan, but there's been too much talent in Dallas since the Aikman era, right? Since the Three Amigos, for them not to have won at least 1 or 2 Super Bowls.
Agreed.
But Jerry Jones just gets in the way. The Cardinals could have won a Super Bowl had Larry Fitzgerald slid at the 3-yard line instead of watching himself score. Should not be in the Hall of Fame yet. He doesn't have a Super Bowl. Eli's got 2. What the hell? If Roethlisberger gets in next year, I'm gonna lose my shit. Okay? Eli deserves
Well,
to
you
be
might as
in.
well
If you-
prepare because
if
it's
you
gonna
look,
happen.
if you look at, and you sports guys, so there's been things dropping lately, like they're putting Eli up against Aikman, Eli up against all these other Super Bowl or Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Eli kills them in all the stats, all of them. The problem is, Eli just played to win. He didn't play for numbers.
I didn't like Eli till after he retired.
Right on.
I got tired of him beating Dallas, but that's
Well, but
you
yeah,
know.
when they opened the stadium and the Giants came in there and beat Dallas, he signed the wall.
My cousin is a huge Giants fan, so I get
Yeah.
all kinds of messages. And then the last couple of years when Dallas has won, I just text him, "How about them Cowboys?"
Yeah, see,
I don't get
and-
any messages.
No, and see, you have to understand, I'm not that fan that's we because I don't play.
Oh,
the
I
game.
hate when people
I don't
say that.
coach the game. I don't pay the players to play the game.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with the draft.
I'm a rational
I'm a
human
guy
being as well.
I'm a guy sitting at home watching them on TV. So I make a point whenever I reference it, the Giants. I don't say my Giants or us or we. It's the Giants suck, or the Giants are going to do good this year, hopefully. I like Jackson Dart. I like Cam Scatterby. I wasn't super excited about Harbaugh until I started seeing some of the stuff he's been doing. But again, he had Lamar Jackson and couldn't win with Lamar Jackson. So where's the disconnect? I don't think he's the savior, but I think they needed somebody like Coughlin's mindset to get them back on track. Dayball was a joke, man. I didn't like Dayball at all.
I did because he couldn't beat Dallas.
Right.
I love the guy.
He's the perfect coach if you're
Right.
the opposing.
People are like, fire him. Like, give him a raise.
Right.
We had plenty of those as Bears coaches
mean-
too. Trust me.
That's
Yeah.
People always say to me all the time, like, "Oh, you want to watch Cowboys Super Bowl win? You got to pull out your VCR." No, because the 2 VCR tapes that I used to have about them winning the Super Bowls now run on TV. I watched it the other night, so
Yeah.
I said, "Ha, it's on my DVR, jerks."
Right on. Right on.
And then I got sad
Yeah.
because I realized I was 12 when they won the Super Bowl.
You guys did have a good draft pick. I remember there's a lot of rumbling when the Giants didn't take the guy, and you guys got him a cornerback,
Sounds right.
right? I don't remember who he is, but he's supposed to be just legit, like a badass pick.
Oh,
Just
Caleb
Google
Downs
machine
from
it.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. You should know that, Mr. Ohio. Come on.
Hate Ohio State. I hate Ohio State.
Okay.
People who know me
Yeah.
know this. This isn't like some sort
Yeah.
of revelation.
Okay.
I live
we
close
don't-
enough to Columbus that I get tired of hearing about thee and we and
yeah.
it's like half the people haven't even set foot off of 270 in Columbus,
Yeah.
which you should just get away from 270. It's a terrible road. But I just don't like people who tell you you have to root for something because you live somewhere.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Well, that's why I liked how, like, Jerry Colangelo, who brought the Suns back to life, he brought the Diamondbacks. He built the Diamondbacks. Like, he legit, the fans chose the colors, the fans chose the name, the fans chose the
I
logo.
was
He
an
made it
inaugural season ticket holder
Right.
to the Diamondbacks.
There you go. He made it Arizona's team. Like, it was
did.
our team. Like, we had something of value into it, even though we had no money into it, right? But he made it to where Arizona, that was our baby, right? And then you bring Arizona here from, or the Cardinals here from St. Louis, that wasn't our team. You know, they had no ties to
It was
Arizona.
Chicago's team.
Right. So it's just,
If you know, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Chicago Cardinals. And then they went to St. Louis, and then they went to,
Which is kind of like a kick in the nuts because,
right?
you know, like at least when, you know, the whole Baltimore Indianapolis thing, they moved almost, you know, 1,000 miles away or whatever.
Right.
Now we're just going to move right over here and just stand and wave at you.
About
Yeah.
3.5 hours down the road.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like when Cleveland went to Baltimore. All of a sudden, they're successful, and then they reserve the name in Cleveland because you know you're going to have another team. Well, how does that work?
right.
Like, you let them leave.
That happens a lot in sports. Like my big one that makes me laugh is eventually when the NBA expands, they're going to give Seattle back the Supersonics.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
But they're
yeah.
in Oklahoma City, and they're
Right.
good.
Yeah,
So Seattle will be up here, and they'll have the Supersonics history.
right, which is stupid.
So Oklahoma City won't, but they're actually
Right.
the Supersonics. How does
Right.
that?
It doesn't.
It didn't
No.
work the first time. Why would it work now?
Right. It's like the Las Vegas A's. Like, what the fuck is that about? You know?
The A's who don't have a town right now because
Right.
their stadium is so far behind schedule. How do you feel like if you're in the Bay Area? You're just like, hey, we
Right.
got any good teams? What about the Warriors? Let's send them to Vegas too. No,
Right, and
let's give
Curry-
them a $200 billion arena.
Right. And Curry wants out. I just saw it the other day. Curry wants to be done with Golden State, right? I'm out.
I wouldn't
See
doubt
that
it.
by. And then nobody talks about him being a GOAT. He beat LeBron James 4 times in the finals.
He also ruined basketball.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
As someone
whole
who
outside-
covers high school kids, he ruined
Yeah.
basketball.
Oh, because they all want to
And
be
it's
Steph
not
Curry.
his fault. Like,
Right.
I'm not
It's
saying
just
it's
the
his
outside.
fault.
No, I know,
But it's he put together a way to beat the system that now every kid is out shooting 40-foot
Right.
three-pointers
yeah.
when they can't make a
yeah.
layup.
Yeah. I know that's why I don't watch basketball anymore, because it drives me nuts. Like in the Jordan era, you drove the lane. You got hit 20 times driving the lane, and you didn't get fouled because it wasn't a foul. It was basketball.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then
It was
and
a
then the
full
shit that LeBron
contact
does,
sport
where
in Barkley and
Yeah.
Jordan's era for
right,
sure.
and then the shit LeBron does, he doesn't get touched, and he's falling on the ground, rolling around, crying like a baby. Like, dude, get up! Like, you're such. I don't see how LeBron can wake up every morning being proud of who he is as a human, because all he's got to do is go to the Google machine and type in LeBron James, and you're gonna get all the flop stuff. You're gonna get all the bad things about him. That's your
But
legacy.
he's done a lot for humanity. I mean, he's
Hey, well, off
you
the
know,
court,
there's
yes.
a lot of that
Off the
stuff.
court.
I feel like kind
Off
of
the court,
counterbalances
He's
it.
always just talking basketball, though. I'll give
I
him
am.
credit for that. He's not
Yeah.
slamming him as a human being.
No.
He's slamming him for
No.
how he plays the game.
No,
Right.
but I laugh thinking guys like Xavier McDaniel and Charles
Right.
Oakley. You know, these are enforcers who would be fouled out
Right.
in the first 3 minutes of a game.
Right
Yep.
now they'd be fouled out in the first
Like
minute
every
all
time I
day
hear
long.
Oakley, he's calling everybody all kinds of words.
Yep, but
And
that
I'm
was
like,
basketball.
It was.
Yep.
It was fun to watch. Karl
That was
Malone,
basketball. Yeah.
Magic.
Rodman.
Bird.
Yep.
Rodman.
Rodman when he laid
Yep.
out Scottie Pippen.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Yep. And then he
Dude,
joins
he'd
the
get
Bulls.
fired now. Like he'd be suspended for
Oh,
so
big
many
time.
games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's ridiculous. The how they've turned basketball into what it is. But I agree with you. Steph Curry has. I don't know if I'm gonna agree with you. He run the game because there's no driving the lane anymore. There's no physical aspect to basketball anymore.
Very
It's just-
little.
It's
Very
just
little.
I mean,
no.
dude has an immensely talented like skill set. Like, it's a thing.
Absolutely.
Like, I can't do
Oh,
it. Hell, I couldn't
no.
try 100, and I would probably airball 95.
Yeah,
But it just,
agreed.
it kind of, I mean, you can make that case on anything. Like baseball, I get frustrated with because it's all strikeouts and home runs.
Yep.
There's no nuance
Steroids,
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. Steroids helped baseball be fun, and they need to bring steroids back.
And now we're going to ban guys like Barry Bonds from the Hall of Fame, even though you were making money when he was doing it.
Right.
And they fully endorsed it back in the day for sure.
Yeah. I see.
Everybody looked
I don't
the
have a
other way.
problem. Right. See, I don't have a problem with Barry Bonds doing steroids. I have a problem with Barry Bonds saying he didn't do steroids.
Right. See,
Just
and I have a
admit you
problem
because everybody knows. Yeah, everybody knows you did
RBI
steroids,
Baseball
dude.
93 on Sega
Right.
Genesis was my go-to as a kid.
I had Sega
And he was a
Genesis.
Pittsburgh Pirate, and he's a 400 guy, 400
Right.
home runs, 400 stolen bases.
Right.
Before he even gets to the Bay.
Right.
And he was my dude because he was a switch hitter. And in that game was awesome because you could start in the back of the box, and as the pitch was coming up,
Yeah.
you could run up.
Yeah.
So I'd hit so many home runs and piss my
Yep.
brother off.
Yep.
You know, and then I had Bobby Bonilla and Andy Van Slyke
Yep.
and all these dudes. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean, you profited off of it and you promoted it, and now you're like,
But again,
Oh,
it
no,
goes.
we
It goes.
can't.
I go back to the fact if he would just own up to it and say, "Yes, I did steroids." If Mark McGuire said, "Yes, I did steroids," so said, "Yes, I did steroids." But the reason I did steroids is because baseball needed to be relevant again, so they all looked the other way and said, "Here you go." Like Pete Rose is going to get in the Hall of Fame now, right?
That was a
should.
travesty too. Absolutely.
He should, right. So now you have to look at it that way. Okay, so the steroid era. Luis Gonzalez did steroids, and you can argue with me all day long
yeah.
with that. If you
100%.
looked at him,
100%.
right, because he was a lot more of a tank that World Series year than he was the year before, and then
He
the
was
years after.
scrawny the year before, literally.
Right,
I've had people argue with me that Brady Anderson of the Orioles didn't do steroids.
He did.
And
And I'm
here's
like,
another thing.
right, because he went from 13 home runs to 50.
Right. Thank you. And it's not so much the power behind the steroid; it's the quickness, the speed in which they were able to do, and then they had the power behind that, and that helped them. So admit that you did it, and I would vote you in. If you stood up, yes, I did steroids. Okay, vote you in.
Well, another
Finally.
thing that you and I have talked about is that baseball was dead at that point. Nobody
Yes.
was watching.
Nobody.
And if that had not happened, who knows what would have happened to baseball?
Right.
It really was. Nobody was watching. Ratings were in the toilet.
They were.
You know what's funny?
Bring
You mentioned Pete
steroids
Rose.
back.
He's one of,
Yeah.
to me, he's one of the funniest conversations I've ever heard in my life. It's 2019 in Cincinnati. They have the All-Star game, and I'm down there covering it, and it's raining the whole time. It's terrible. So we're all out in the batter's eye in center field, the big black building out
Yeah.
there. Sitting next to me is Frank Thomas, and sitting
Oh,
next
nice.
to him is Pete Rose. Again, we had White Sox games when I was a kid, a lot. So
Right.
earlier in the day, I'm sitting there,
The
and
big hurt.
Pete Rose is somewhere doing whatever he does, and Frank Thomas comes by, and he's eating a salad. And it's, if you've ever seen the Seinfeld episode, the big salad, that's what it
yeah.
always
Yes.
reminds me of.
Yep.
So he's got his tie back behind him. He's got this really nice suit. And in my brain, I'm like, holy, that's Frank Thomas. But I was trying to be, I don't know,
Nice.
professional.
Right.
So I look over, just getting these notes, whatever. And I look over, and just the stupid part of me goes, Frank, are you eating a salad? And then like my brain was like, I just said that to Frank Thomas.
That sound right.
And he's like, yeah, brother. I was like, you didn't get the ribs from Montgomery Inn, the rib place? Again, I don't know why I'm saying this. Like, that's the big hurt. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, he's 6'4", 250, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. He's
And he
eating
looks at me and goes, nah, brother, I had it last night. But have you ever had the croutons from this place? I'm like, what in the hell are you talking about? So he goes, come over here and get you one of these croutons. What? I'm like, no thank you. I'm good. I don't want to stick my hand in this man's salad.
Right.
No, thank you. No, for real. Come over here and get one of these croutons. I'm like, all right then.
Best-
So I pick
greatest
it up
crouton
and
you
he
ever ate?
watches me eat it.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's so good. I'm like, yeah. Yes, Frank Thomas. That is a really good crouton.
The ribs are better.
That's why I said, I'm like, you're not going to get the ribs all over your nice $3,000 suit, right? He's like, no, brother, we had them last night. So about 20 minutes later, I have to not do this the whole time because him and Pete Rose are sitting directly behind me talking about hitting.
Okay.
was one of the coolest things I've ever heard.
Oh,
so they're
I bet.
going on, and Pete's like, "Hey, did you get Montgomery in?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, I can't believe." And Pete goes, "You never had that before?" And he's like, "No, when I was playing in the '90s, we didn't have interleague and all that, blah blah." And he goes, "Well, I can send somebody out there." So Pete says to him, "Well, I'm going to put a guy on a plane with Montgomery in ribs and fly him out to Chicago. He will meet you at the airport, drop off these ribs, and then I'll fly him back home immediately."
Damn.
This is the type of baller that Pete Rose is.
Yeah.
So they go on, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, that's right, because you played in that pansy American League." Which would have been the best part of the story for me, if not for 10 minutes later, I got to meet Pete Rose and get my picture. And he asks you where you're from. I had seen him in Vegas signing autographs before. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm from Lima." He's like, "Oh, he's from Cincinnati." So he's like, "Oh, we used to drive up there, and we used to go to this little town in Auglaize County. It's again, stupid me. Pete, are you trying to say Wapakoneta?" Yeah, that's it. And I was like, "We just call it Wapak." And he looks at me like I had just strangled his dog. And I'm like,
Wow. Nice.
"This is why I don't talk to famous people, I guess." But yeah, I mean, those are the stupid things where you're like, I don't remember what half the games I did were, but I basically heard Pete Rose call Frank Thomas
That's
a pansy.
cool.
He used
That's
a different
cool.
P word,
That's
by the way.
hilarious.
I figured it was started with a P
Yeah.
and it's with a Y. Well, I
Yeah.
got one does
Yeah.
too though, but there's two S's in there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, those
I
are
feel
just,
you. See, I just said it, the whole thing right there. If you
it's
followed
just
that.
ridiculous.
All right, all right. We're gonna wrap this up. We could talk baseball along. We could have you come back on. And we'll talk baseball more. We need to
I
have you
got
on
all
a
kinds
Friday.
of theories people hate to hear.
Fridays are better because we don't have a time constraint. So shoot me an email if I've got something for you to come on in November. Maybe after the World Series we can talk baseball.
I'll be sad.
Whatever the outcome of that would be.
So it was just gonna be the Dodgers ruining baseball.
Well,
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's
that
what I see
they're-
happening too, for sure.
That's why we're
Yeah.
gonna have baseball next year.
Right. No baseball.
Enjoy it while we can.
It's over. Okay. Hey, so for the Chris and Mike Show, I'm Chris. He's Mike. This is Michael Hirn. If you're feeling sad, suicidal, or depressed, don't do it. Sunflowersober.com is a really cool resource to help you find some outlets to help change your mindset. If you cannot find somebody to talk to, you can also go to Zobi Space AI on Google Play and Apple. It's a chat-based therapist that you can talk to right now and hopefully change that mindset so you don't leave a hole in somebody else's heart because you decide not to wake up tomorrow. For Chris and Mike, and again, Michael Hirn, michaelhirn.com, that's HIRN, or just type in Around the Hirn, and you will see him pop up.
And then tell Google you don't want horn.
Right, you don't want Horn, you want Hirn. Radio, TV, sports broadcaster, he's done all kinds of things, so check him out. This big sports season come up for him, so I'm sure if you do listen to stuff in the Ohio area, you're going to hear him talk. So give him some props and, have fun with your daughter once we sign off, buddy.
I gave her my phone. She's good.
I wonder where she went.
YouTube.
There you go. Until next time, we'll see you guys. Peace.
Thanks, Michael. Peace.